Let's go. Only 10 drivers, that is Peakington. Alright then. Only one person doesn't like man, that's crazy. Swingy's the one man that doesn't like men, that is crazy. And me, because I'm watching the stream from my phone. And I don't think it counts. Because it only says one, but I am watching it, so. Oh, fuck. Alright, 3 people now. That's good. Eski, when did I give you mod? What? Oh, shit. I did not mean that. Eski just deleted Jensen's comment. That is crazy. Alright, 5 people don't like men. That's good. ages ago. Damn, I never noticed I actually gave you mod. Well, just need to wait for one more person, then we're going. But what? I thought I put Twiggy as a mod. And check now, Twiggy. I thought I gave one to Twig, but it just turns out I didn't. Maybe on another. Yeah, I gave it to Twig on a different account. I remember. Because Twiggy, are you using a different account to what you use? Because I know on a different one you have mod. Alright. Don't know why people are readying up. Alright, yeah. Okay. Okay, Esky. That is crazy, I can't lie. And Max Verstappen wins the championship in 2024. And we're starting. By 22. Stroll actually pulled that back, though, I can't lie. Because I heard he had like a incident with, I think it was Hulkenberg. He came back. I think I've seen it before, Twiggy. I think I know. Of course, it's a 1-2 for Red Bull to kick things off. I mean, who did not expect it? I'll be honest. Oh, it's raining. Oh, oh God, it is raining. No, not that. That. There is no. That's crazy. So this is gonna be the first one out on track. Dry race. That's sad. It's pretty sad. Oh, someone's going out. That's Supercars in the Aston Martin. The two Aston Martins on the grid today. And now Supercars going down the hill and going to go into the first chicane. What will be expected? I don't really know. As it is raining, is anyone else going out? It's a Mercedes of Baby Yoda. And then I see Esky Boy Jim going out and NRL Husky. Who else? Twiggy Casey, 25. Someone else there, I think. I just saw. Baby Yoda stopped at the first chicane and decided to do some drifts. Interesting. Okay, we have an absolute queue here at the exit of this pits. We have 4 drivers here, both Alpines and a Red Bull and a Ferrari. And then we have a Mercedes of Destructor going out on track now, and out everyone is going to get out on track, get some clean air. NS Racer also in the McLaren, the only McLaren on the grid today, going out on track. Or same with the Aston Martin. Not really same, but Aston Martin of Top's going out on track as well. So it's only Away Day Joe sitting in the pits. When is it going to be the moment for him to go out on track? And now going through the chicane, let's see what Esky Boy Jim, can he get out of this traffic in the Red Bull, obviously. Twiggy Casey getting, I believe that's Twiggy Casey, yep, getting out of the way. And Jensen, JGF Jensen stopped at the straight to let, I think, the Mercedes through of Destructo. But an Aston Martin has started its lap time. It is Supercars going through round the right hand and now down into turn 4. And it's a 24.150 for the Sector 1 time. And let's see if Baby Yoda can compete with that, going now down into turn 5. So they're about to get, as he about to get down to the DRS straight, Baby Yoda's making his way, and to finish Sector 1, it is way slower than what Supercars set, maybe by 3 seconds. Hello. And going down the straight, Supercars making his way around the right, left, and right-hander on board with Supercars Let's Go on the intermediate compound tyre, and really clinging to the apex and taking a good exit, and now down, not into the chicane anymore, but around the long right-hander. You have to lift off a little, but now into the final corner. The first lap to be put on the board is a 1:22.841, followed by Baby Yoda's lap time, who's still looking slower compared to Supercar's lap. I mean, let's go on board with the Mercedes, actually. Going to the final penultimate corner. And around the final corner, this is not going to be a good lap. We're already in the 122, so that lap won't be beaten. It is 7 tenths down, so it made up somewhat. NRL Husky's going to cross the line, go P1 with a 122.260. Esky Boy Jim, on the other hand, goes even quicker by nearly a second, a 122.262. The car's behind him. Destructor going P2. And the Alpine of JJ Jensen going on provisional pole position at 120.721 in the Alpine. Now the McLaren of NS Race goes into P6. That's someone in the gravel. That's Baby Yoda now. It needs to be careful. The driver's going back on track. Now Tobbs is the next one to cross the line around the final corner. Will it be a good lap? A 1:21.0 goes second fastest, the second fastest of the entire session, obviously. And let's see if anyone can beat Jensen. Supercars crossing the line, going a whole second quicker into P5, so he's now within a second to the Alpine. While Twiggy Casey on the invalidated lap time, and oh, baby, I think that's still Baby Yoda. Yes, it is. He's really struggling here. His car nearly slides through the left-hander, and I'm going to the right-hander. Will it slide again? It is not being the best qualifying for the Mercedes so far. And will the Ferrari improve on NRL Husky? No, he doesn't. What about Twiggy Casey? He's on an invalidated lap time. The two Mercedes dive into the pits, while there is the Red Bull of Esky also probably going to set to go into the pits, and same with JGF_Jensen. But Tobbs is improving, so can he maybe beat JGF_Jensen in the Alpine? So it's looking like an Alpine v Aston Martin championship battle on our hands here in the Hairpin Racing League. But no, Tobbs is diving into the pits. Interesting manoeuvre. Although on a improving lap time, maybe lost a whole bunch of time into the last couple of corners. So the Aston Martin of Supercars also going to the pits, but the McLaren behind him, NS Racer, will stay out. Interesting. Starting their lap now. Awede Joe's actually out on track now in the Ferrari. The Red Bull of Esky Jim going slowly. Maybe a spin happened, but I'm not too sure. But going around now before the DRS straight, he's crossed the DRS detection zone, and now down the straight, he will go into the pits for definite in this lap, as he is actually currently on his in lap. JJ Jensen, is he? Oh, Twiggy! Going P2, a 121.024, and it's a provisional 1-2 for Alpine here, and it's looking like it's going to be a fight between the two Alpines, and maybe Tobbs, or maybe even Esky, if you count him in the fact that he is in a Red Bull. But speaking of Jensen, he's only a bit down in his lap, but he'll still dive into the bits anyway. And the Esky Jim is putting so many laps on the board. No matter how much wear that tyre has, he's still putting laps on the board. He could be in AI mode. The thing is, it's probably best to go into the pits for that, but let's see, going into this corner, is he on? I think he is in AI mode. I mean, yellow flag's in sector 2. That is Twiggy going slowly. He's probably going to go into the pits, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Esky is in AI mode. I mean, he's looking slower. mean, probably not as slow as me, but still. Just tiptoeing his way across the circuit. He's got some bit of traffic ahead of him. That's the Alpine and the Mercedes of Destructo and Twiggy. Is it Destructo? Yeah, it is Destructo. Oh, Esky sliding through that exit. I think it's time to box into the penultimate corner. He's going to take the chicane layout. Interestingly. But yeah, he's going to the pits. Now, Twiggy's staying out. Wade Joe's actually gone to P2. He's still improving while he makes his way into chicane. His teammate NRL Husky currently in P6. Yellow flags in Sector 3. That is Baby Yoda and the Aston Martin of Tobbs. At the exit of Sector 2. And that's NRL Husky spun round at the exit of the chicane. Oh, God. So Away They Do is still improving, but not enough to beat Jensen at the moment. Around the right-hander. And I'm going to go into the penultimate corner and down into the final corner. He goes too wide. He goes into the gravel and he makes his way into the pits. And that is a lap wasted. Unlucky for him. Twiggy Casey, however, is improving, going through now, I believe that's turn 8 maybe, and now into the double handers, so left-hander, then right-hander, and what is to be expected at the moment of Twiggy, he's doing well, but around the right-hander, now going to go into the exit of the penultimate corner, there's the Ferrari Villarreal Husky, and into now the final corner, he's going to dive into the pits. Now, is Jensen improving? No, he's not. But that was his previous lap. Maybe he's on a lap now. Let's go on board with the Alpine driver. At the moment, he is improving. He could sell 120.5. That is definitely a possibility as the rain is still heavily beating on this track. And into now turn 5. Now down to the chicane of turns 6, 7, and 8. As the kink before the chicane. And now DR is the section point and around the right-hander and struggling there a little bit, the Alpine driver, and into now going across the sector 2 line and is still improving. Now let's quickly pay attention, and NRL Husky actually has a 5-place grid penalty. He stopped at the exit of turn 4 and at the moment, he will be starting from the back of the grid, while NS Racer is slowly making his way through the chicane, laying Esky Boy Jim through, and Jensen is going to cross the line to go quicker into a 120.556, and now Tobbs is probably going to be the next best competitor for that lap at the moment, as Away Joe and Twiggy are in the pits, but actually Twiggy is going out on track at the moment. As Baby Yoda is making, not Baby Yoda, Destructo, who's actually gone into P2, making his way into the chicane now. 6 minutes left on the clock here in short qualifying, and then we're going to have a 33% race, not 33%, 50% race with 33 laps here in the Barcelona, in the circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya, in Spain, near the coast of Barcelona. Well, not near, but there is. You can walk in at least 20 minutes. No, maximum actually 20 minutes. So, yeah. Away they Joe, the Mercedes of Baby Yoda into pits as well. Supercars going slowly, letting Esky Boy Jim through. Is Esky Boy Jim improving though? Making his way into the chicane. Hitting the apex, but he cuts a little bit. That could cost him some time. No invalidation, but still just time costly. Going down the straight. I don't think he's going to be on a lap, no. He's only 2 temps down. I mean, can he improve? That's the question. Going now into the right-hander, the Red Bull of Esky Boy Jim. with Tobbs actually improving at the moment, still trying to beat Twiggy in the 1 in P4, but Esky going into the pits and also crashes into the pit wall. But Tobbs is improving. Tobbs is improving, probably going to beat either Twiggy, Casey, or Wade Joe 5/10 up. So he could go pole. He could go for provisional pole here with 4 minutes left on the clock. Around the right-hander, he just needs to ace it to just get provisional pole position here to beat that 120.5 set by the Alpine. And now into the final corner. What will be the time for Tobbs in the Aston Martin? It is looking quick. It's a 120.3, goes provisional pole by 2/10 of a second, and the Alpine now needs to catch up to the Aston Martin in lap times. I mean, the track is obviously getting better, but he spun at turn 1. The Aston Martin spins at turn 1, which could be a little costly. However, supercars also not really on a lap, but NS Racer not having the best of qualifyings at the moment in the garage, and NRL Husky at the moment with a 5-place grid penalty will be starting from the back. Esky Boy Jim is going to make his way out on track, currently in P6. And it's looking like a good scrap for the lead going into the actual 33 lap race. And when is going to be the moment that JJ Jensen's going to actually go out on track to try and beat Tobbs? So Esky Boy Jim making his way through the chicane, and I think the two Aston Martin are going to go into the pits. I mean, here's supercars, and Tobbs probably is going to be as well. So NS Racing, Esky Boy Jim out on track at the moment, both on outlaps, while Tobbs is going to slowly make his way into the pit lane. So let's see how they're going to do, these two drivers, the Red Bull and the McLaren. I think the only two teams that are actually racing today that don't have a teammate, as the two Aston Martins are there, the two Ferraris, the two Alpines, the two Mercedes, and then there's only one McLaren and one Red Bull. So, yeah, I guess they're the only two lone ones. I mean, 4 different teams in the top 4. If Esky even improves, that would be 5 different teams in the top 5, which will be also very entertaining. And now Esky Boy Jim is going to start his lap. Let's do a full lap kind of review, you can say. Twiggy Casey also out on track, and multiple other drivers, Baby Yoda as well. And now going into the first chicane, Esky hits the apexes and around the right hand of turn 3. What will it be? Baby Yoda needs to cheer out the way for Esky because he's kind of impeding there, and now he's invalidated. So that will be some sort of penalty going to be given to Baby Yoda for impeding on that lap time, in my opinion. The FIA shouldn't be allowing such impeding of lap times there. But we move. NS Racer not on a proper lap time anymore. But however, Tobbs actually never went into the pits, which is interesting. Now, who's going to be next to set a lap out of the drivers on outlaps? It will be Twiggy Casey making his way into the chicane now, and he's invalidated. Hopefully that's not this and next lap. I think it will be. Yes, it is. And Twiggy drives himself into the wall, and he won't be able to do another lap. However, his teammate Jensen will be, to try and challenge that provisional pole position lap of Tobbs. But that's Twiggy Casey in the gravel even, actually, which is not the best for the Alpine driver. I think he's still going to get P5, as Baby Yoda is not improving, neither is NS Racer. They still have one more lap, but I think a mistake will be coming from both of these drivers. I mean, it's not possible, but there's always a chance. Twiggy Casey actually retired from the session as he has crashed. No, just clicked retire from session, actually. And so who's next to cross the line? To actually like set a lap on the board. I believe it's Esky. Yes, it is. He's actually 3 attempts up, so he could actually beat Twiggy Casey. Going down into the long right-hander. Here's Twiggy, but he's gone just now. NRL Husky's also retired from the session. He'll be starting from the back. He's crashed at the exit of the chicane. And the other Ferrari stopped. He's stuck. He's stuck before turn 4. And I don't think he has. Jensen's retired. Here is Jensen on board with Destructo. I think he couldn't improve on his lap, which is obviously unlucky. So is Destructo, so I don't know what's going on. Wait. But anyway, Tobbs is on pole position. So both Husky and NS Racer actually got penalties. So it will be 10th for NS Racer and 9th for Husky. But here we go. A dry race said by Twiggy AC in the Alpine. Five red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. The Aston Martin on pole. And it's lights out, and away we go. It's a great start for Tobbs, going down into the first corner. But Jensen, I think, gets an even better one on the round into the first corner. Destructo, Jensen, and maybe even Esky going to try and claw through into P1. Tobbs has the outside line going into turn 2, and it's going to be staying the same, but the Red Bull of Esky Boy Jin has a brilliant start, and also Jensen going to try and pull him over on Tobbs. Can he do it down into turn 4? Yes, he can. They're side by side, and may even Esky follow through. No, he can't, but Twiggy is going to actually try and follow through on Esky around the outside into turn 5, and there's already yellow flags. That's Awayday Joe at the exit of turn 4. But back to the action. There's a fight for P5. The two Mercedes and Husky fighting for that position. And then there's also a massive fight for P2. And Esky with a mistake. And Twee has to kind of smash into the back of him, as he basically had no other choice. Destructo making his way back up the field after that mistake and having a terrible start on lap 1. And Twiggy is actually pulling off the move on Esky Boy Jim. But can Esky Boy Jim clap back at him down the straight? Can Esky Boy Jim get the move done? And I don't think so, as Twiggy is actually catching up to Tobbs and can even make the move. The absolute speed on the Alpine means yes, he can, going down into the first chicane. And it is a 1-2 for Alpine at the moment. And can Esky pull a move on the Aston Martin? The Aston Martin not having a good one. I mean, obviously it's the tyre difference, yes, but it is a soft to medium, soft to hard strategy. So what is the strategy for Tobbs? I mean, hards to softs, maybe? I mean, that isn't a bad strategy. but this won't give him a very big advantage at the start of the race before he pits on those soft compound tyres. However, Baby Yoda is now also going to capitalise on Tobbs because of the pace difference and the tyre wear, and the fact that obviously softs are better than the hards, the C5 and the C3. But down the inside, Baby Yoda with an absolute outrageous send puts him up into P4, which may also make Husky slip through around the outside, and all! Tubbs has been spun round, and this is not the best race for Aston Martin either. And JJ Jensen says the fastest lap, and now DRS is enabled, thanks to race control confirming that. And now down to the first chicane, NRL Husky's going to try and pull a move on Baby Yoda. Speaking of tyres, let's actually look at the tyres. So everyone except Tubbs is on a soft strategy, as Tubbs is doing a hard to soft, which is not a bad strategy to be honest, as he will capitalise later in the race. But I don't know, looking at this leader kind of stat, he is now trailing by 12 seconds because of that collision with NRL Husky. And now going into turn 6, I don't know. Can Jensen hold out that lead? Will it be I think his first league race win? But Tweety, Casey, Esky, that makes out the top 3, and Husky with a great send on Baby Yoda. There's contact between the two drivers, round the right-hander, there's contact again, but can the Mercedes stick it in P4? No, he can't defend that position, and NRL Husky gets ahead, and the Mercedes saw struggling through corners as he slides through the penultimate corner, and down the straight, it's going to be looking like it's going to split up at the moment. And Baby Yoda with an interesting move. Still doesn't make the move, but off the track, which is something. Down into turn 4 now. Can Baby Yoda pull some more points for the Mercedes party at the moment on 18 points? I'm not sure. Hold on. No, actually on 16 points. So can Baby Yoda gain an extra 2 points for the Mercedes party and just give less points to Ferrari, which will be good for them in the Constructors' Championship, as these lot are really going to be fighting out in the midfield, while there's just Esky, Twiggy and Jensen just running away with it, and Tobbs will be running away if it weren't for him doing that strategy, as obviously it is a different strategy compared to everyone else, but he's still fighting for positions. He's still got that pace, and now that the soft tyres are slowly going to start to wear down, Tobbs will have the advantage, and you can already see that as he is desperate to overtake NS Racer, to be honest. He's trying his best, but compared to Tobbs, NS Racer is not the quickest of drivers, and now there's obviously DRS, meaning Destructor will definitely get swallowed. Look at this, down the straight into turn 1. It is almost 3 wide, but NS Racer gets ahead, and Destructor drops down even more. He was P3, I think, at the start, or P4, and now has dropped down all the way to P9 in the space of 5 laps. And this is just league racing for you. This is how much your strategy and driving really counts. For Husky and Baby Yoda still battling for P4, while the top 3 run away. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting race. If the race isn't going to be a very interesting race if the gaps stay so spaced out as it is. But Tobbs has actually made a mistake somewhere and now has dropped down to P10. So this is not going to be good if he wants to catch back up with that hard to soft strategy. But Twiggy has actually made a mistake and has dropped down to P5. Oh, never mind. That was just lag. Interesting. But actually, Esky is the one that's slowly dropping back. And the two Alpines looking like it's going to be a 1-2 in their first race here in the HRL, Hairpin Racing League. And Esky may even lose that podium place, which may not be the best situation for the Red Bull, as he is a lone driver, as he is alone at the moment in that Red Bull kind of spot. They do have a team principal, yes, but no second driver. But NRL Husky struggling compared to, with lines compared to Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda with taking more of a inside, like cutting into the inside, while NRL Husky prefers more of an outside line. And you could tell with that, looking into that swift right-hander. But now, will Baby Yoda make the send? He didn't. He did it last time, but he can't do it this time. He was half a second behind, so it wasn't really worth, well, doing that move. But into now the penultimate corner and down into the final corner. NRL Husky is running away, but there will be DRS for Baby Yoda to catch back up, but he's actually already harvesting. And you can see that on the steering wheel, he's on literally 0%, which is not the best, but he's still catching up. And how quickly to NRL Husky. And Ewede Joe also making his way back up the field because since that mistake at the exit of turn 4 on lap 1, 6 laps ago even. But on lap 7 out of 33, Jensen and Twiggy are still running away with it. The two Alpines are probably going to get the maximum amount of points as Jensen has the fastest lap. But there are still battles up and down the further down the order. If they get close enough. At the moment, it's only NRL Husky and Baby Yoda, and maybe Destructo and Tobbs. But I think Tobbs may have a freebie here, as Destructo has been really struggling here in the Spanish Grand Prix. I think Destructo is better in the rain compared to the actual dry conditions. I mean, it looks like it may rain soon, but Husky's spun round. Husky's gone round, which is not the best for him, and Jensen's already in the pits. 2-stop. It is going to be a 2-stop for Jensen. Now that is a bold move, but let's see how it does for him. They're putting on the medium compound tyre, so it's going to be soft medium to medium, or maybe soft medium soft. There is always a possibility if he runs out long enough on those mediums. So, but where is he going to be as he comes back out? He's going to drop down to P7. And the first penalty of the Grand Prix, it is Destructo for track limits. And he's actually going to be in P6 for some reason. And Destructo has actually dropped down even more now, as Tobbs already made the move. And as I said, it would have been a freebie. And it was, because of the DRS, obviously. Now, Supercars has now bounced back up into the top 5. I mean, he never was, but he's made his way up. And the whole top 5 has actually gained positions. I mean, obviously, I get that JDF Jensen obviously pit, but still, it's something. And NS Racer also running, not really catching up to JDF Jensen, obviously, because of the tyres. But you never know. There's the Ferrari in the background, so Ewede Joe may actually be catching up, to be honest, because earlier on the NS race, he couldn't really see the Ferrari, and obviously you can see how much he's gained. It was 6 seconds, I remember, maybe 2 laps ago, so he's gained about, 1.5 a lap? I'm not really sure. I'm not really good at maths. With that type of maths, like, on the spot, quickly. But NRL Husky's going to make the move before the corner. He was still side by side, but he really got ahead, got that front wing ahead of the Aston Martins to go into P4, and the whole top 5 is all different manufacturers or teams, constructors, whatever. Alpine, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and it's basically the exact same, except for Baby Yoda in P3 instead of being in P5 like Destructo is. But the two Alpines match, let's just say the Eskin NS Racer and Red Bull, and then Ewede Joe, Tobbs, Destructo are all like mixed up. So, I mean, there will be a matter of time before JGF Jensen actually catches up to the top 5, which maybe looks like it is going to definitely happen. I mean, looking at these leader times, if Twiggy pits, Jensen's gonna be miles in front. I think Supercars with another penalty, so he's struggling. That's for definite. And Jensen's now being pulled into this fight for 4th place, And maybe even if Jensen catches up fast enough, that will be a fight for P3, and it could be, an, let's be honest, an easy win for Jensen here in the Hairpin Racing League. Destructo and Tobbs actually still fighting. I thought this was just going to be an easy move for Tobbs, but not. But I guess not. And the bottom four actually all a second within each other, except for Destructo to 8A Joe. So interesting. And it's going to be looking like Jensen is the new Max Verstappen here in the Hairpin Racing League, as he has already caught up to supercars here. And if Twiggy Pit, like I said earlier, if Twiggy Pits is going to be a literal mile difference, I think. And Twiggy Pits now even, I think he's doing the two-stop as well. But let's see what tyres are going to be put on by the Alpine pit crew. It's looking like hards. No, it's mediums. It is mediums. Around 2.4, I think, pit stop that is. And Baby Yoda's also in the pits as well. Now, what tyres are those? I think it's softs again. And that's interesting. NS Racer in the pits. And Eski is now in the lead by a mile, to be honest. And McLaren pit crew are fitting NS Racer with the medium compound tyre, I think that is. No, it's the hard compound tyre, actually. So, McLaren doing a one-stop, and that's for definite. Because I think hards can run for 23 laps. Especially in a 50% race, they can last a pretty long time. I mean, if softs can last like 15 laps, then obviously there's no doubt that a hard can go long past that. Now, can Jensen get into P2 here before Eski's even pit? Does Eski pit on this lap, though? That begs the question. And he is. Now, will Husky follow him in before Jensen makes the move? So it will be... Jensen is going to be around maybe 20 seconds clear of Eski. No, maybe like 13 seconds clear, I think. And Jensen side by side for P1, and he's going to get the move done with the DRS into the chicane. And let's see how far Eski is back, and is it how much I predicted at least. At the moment, Twee's not that far behind. I mean, 5.8, but it is 13 seconds behind. So I said 16, so I was only 3 seconds off. Or I think so. I think I said 16. I said something teen, I know that. But Tobbs, Destructo, and Wayday Joe, all fighting for P5. Maybe even Eski if he catches up fast enough. If he catches up quicker enough. There we go. Finally got my words out. Husky is actually still going to challenge. Oh, not anymore though. He's made a heavy mistake. And now here comes Supercars and Twiggy coming at any moment. I mean, that gap went from 4 to 2 seconds, and Eski's got a penalty. But NRL Husky still stays out. He is definitely doing that one stop. And with Supercars and Twiggy actually exchanging positions with Supercars down the straight, it's definitely going to look like a Alpine 1-2 here in the Spanish Grand Prix on lap 13. Out of 33, we are just past the 1/3 mark. And our one's going to be the half mark around lap 16, so we're very close to that one as well. So Twiggy's actually really catching up to NRL Husky, and you can tell how much of basically a blockade. Oh, but that's Wayday Joe in the gravel. Oh, Wayday Joe's gone into the gravel, and now what happened there? I don't know. NS Racer is back in the pits. Must have had some sort of damage. I mean, let's look. He actually retired from the session, so he's actually given up. So let's quickly pay attention to the battle for second place, and Twiggy is going to send it into the left-hander. Can he make it count? Yes, he can. He goes up into P2, and before Husky even pits, it's an Alpine 1-2. So going into now the penultimate corner, is it the time that Husky decides he's going to go into the pits? Not yet. He actually gets a 3-second penalty, which is not the best for him, as his teammate has actually made a mistake. So he's dropped down to P9, which is basically last place, as the NS race is actually DNF'd. So going to the chicane, NRL Husky is making some sort of progress, but very slim. Only a 10th gain with DRS down the straight. There's supercars as well in the background. Speaking of supercars, goes a little bit wide at the exit of turn 3. Now going down into turn 4, this may kind of inflict a problem if Eski catches up in the next couple of laps. If Eski catches up, what will happen? But at the moment, no fights. The closest gap is probably Tobbs to Destructor, because we know that Twiggy's going to run away from the Ferrari. Now, Twiggy with way fresher tyres compared to Jensen, I mean, a 3-lap gap, he may even take the win away from Jensen, which is obviously a possibility. But you never know. Now, Husky Supercars and Destructo, speaking of Husky, actually going into the pits now, but Destructo, Tobbs, and Husky still yet to pit. Destructo's pitting now. Is Tobbs? No, I mean, obviously he's on the hard compound tyre. So, Eski is back up into the top 5 ever since he pit. So now, can he catch up to Supercars before I think Supercars pits? Yes, Supercars hasn't pit yet. And now that, I mean, Destructo just has. So, Husky making his way back out on track, so is Destructo. And at the moment, that gap is really shortening between Jensen and Twiggy. It is now it was a 9/10 gain since I last, actually saw it, properly checked it. Now make that whole second. So, there's actually Jensen on board with Twiggy, so Jensen may not even actually run away with this race after all. Now Eski's gone up into P3 down the straight, obviously with DRS, so we can obviously imagine what that move actually was. It was just a pull to the right or pull to the left, and that's it. So Eski has a lot of catching up to do if he wants to at least get a better result than P3 at the moment. I mean, P3 is a great result, don't get me wrong, but P2 and P1 is obviously a better result. So, yeah. So Supercars on 15-lap-old softs finally pits, so will be the one stop, and he actually goes on the medium compound tyre, which is interesting. He will make up some time towards Destructo if he gets out ahead of him, or actually he's going to be ahead of him still. So he's going to have, he's not going to have as much gain compared to Twiggy and Jensen, but he's still going to have some time gain because of the tyre wear. Now, Twiggy's now actually 2 seconds behind. So, is there going to be team, what's it called? T21? Or, I forgot what it was called. Never mind. It's team something, I know that. But, into now the final corner. Twiggy's closing that gap more and more, and he may even have the DRS. Not this DRS here, obviously, but the second DRS straight at Sector 2. So, Jensen may want to be careful if he wants this win. He needs to push more and more. I mean, I guess it's a 3-lap-old difference, but I think they're both on two pit strategies. I mean, it looks like it's going to be soft, medium, medium, but I don't know. And they're both actually, the two Alpines are actually harvesting at the moment as well. So that's not the best thing, at least. And Twiggy's now within DRS range. Going into the chicane, he may even close that gap even more. And P1 could be all to play for going down into the first chicane. Or maybe even here, down the straight, can Twiggy get enough speed to catch up to Jensen? Not enough. However, he also has the next straight that is about to come in the next 3 corners of his lap left. So now around turn into the penultimate corner. Can Twiggy get enough speed before the first chicane to get the move done on his teammate down the straight? A 6/10 gap that Twiggy has to make up. He's already pulling to the right. He thinks he can get the move done. That gap is dwindling. 3 tenths, 4 tenths. Can he make the move? No, he doesn't. He backs out. He's going to wait and he's going to wait and wait before he can actually pounce, as he's taking a better line, I think, through that corner. And it's showing on the time differential. So going through now turn 4 and now down into turn 5, Twiggy and Jensen, the 2 Alpines, are really battling for it, and it looks like these two are going to have a championship battle all the way down to around 16. And down, speaking into the going into the chicane now, I'm going to go up the hill. Down the straight, I think this is Twiggy's time. On board with the Alpine. He has 4 attempts to catch, but I don't think he can do it. He didn't get enough speed, and that gap didn't really shorten at all, only by a couple hundredths. And going into the penultimate corner and into the final corner, it's Jensen pitting actually. Jensen's gone into the pits. Interesting. So that 2-stop that I said is definitely on. So it's mediums. I don't think you can run soft for this long. It's hards. Interesting. Tubbs is back into the top 3 like he was earlier, but there's Jensen right there, and the two are going to be fighting down to the wire. And there is a heavy tyre differential, and that is for definite. And the next race in China will definitely impose kind of a structure of the championship, because this is just the first race. We don't know if Jensen's actually going to win the championship, because it all's going to depend on the next couple of rounds that we can get some sort of structure for the championship, like who's going to be fighting, who's going to be at the back, who's going to be in the midfield. And obviously there's going to be constructors, and Jensen's actually going to pull the move on Tubbs. Now, can Tubbs jump back? No, he's going to pits. He's finally gone into the pits. And what will it be for him? I think it's going to be softs. I think you can run 13 laps on softs, surely. Baby Yoda also into the pits, but it is mediums. Interesting, it is mediums. Hold on. Anyway, nothing much going on now. I mean, unless anyone catches up, then... Oh, something is going on. No, it's not. I thought Supercars were going to pull them in one away there, Joe, but nope. Nuh-uh. Now, all I hope for is a safety car to come out, man. No offense, but this has been... This last couple of laps have been pretty boring. Oh, finally, a fight. I mean, SQ on the soft, so it's probably going to be an outmatched. But NRL Husky may catch up to Twiggy. Now, Twiggy wants to catch up to Jensen and get as far away from Husky as he possibly can. But at the moment, I don't know. So yeah, Twiggy's starting to run away with it, even with I thought Husky would have had DRS. This is going to take some time. I mean, Twiggy's going to catch up to Jensen. That's definite. It's happened once. It's going to happen twice. And where is it? But Twiggy's got a penalty. Interesting. Now down into turn 4. JJ from the school Jensen is going to try and defend from Twiggy AC25. The two Alpine drivers neck and neck, and going down into the chicane. What will it be? It is now within a second, so we've been here before. It's going to happen again. On board with Twiggy KC25 in the Alpine, down the straight. He's going to catch up as much as he can to his teammate, and down. He's actually set purple sector 2. And, and I think... And Jensen with the laying, I think Jensen laying through Twiggy, and this is going to be Twiggy's, I think, Twiggy's first win. I'm pretty sure Jensen has won before, and I mean those obviously penalties, but so Jensen needs to hope that he keeps in within that 3-second kind of limit to do that. So going into the chicane, what's gonna happen? And actually, Jensen makes the move down the inside. A great move from Jensen, to put himself back in the lead. So, I think Twiggy's going to let Jensen win because of that penalty. So, I mean, unless Twiggy can get away enough in the next 9-8 laps left of this race. I mean, at the moment, it is, what time is it? It is 8:26, and on lap 25 out of 33, down into the two double left and right-handers, and into the penultimate corner. What will it be? I mean, Eskimo Jim actually catching up to actually got overtaken, and Jensen with a mistake allows Twiggy to slither through and up into P1. Twiggy goes, and that's not the best way for Jensen to lose a position there. Now down the straight, into the chicane, Jensen's going to send it back up into P1. A great manoeuvre, and gets up into P1. Gets back up. Eski re-overtakes Destructo, but Destructo has the DRS. Eski is kind of stuck in the midfield now because of the fact that he pitted for the soft compound tyre. I mean, it was a great strategy, but compared to the other drivers, there's still DRS, which is kind of keeping Destructo with him. Unless a safety car happens, which will bunch the whole grid back up. Which is always on the cards, so never know. Down the straight though, Twiggy will have the DRS. Will he send it? No, he won't. I don't think so. Going to the left-hander and down into the right-hander. I don't think Twiggy's going to pull off the move. He actually doesn't get the best of line going through that right-hander. Now down into the final corner though, he's going to have enough DRS to he's definitely going to catch up 3/10. And he definitely will. Down the straight, he's already pulling to the right. He is certain that he's going to pull off this move. Now, will he? That's the question. Will he pull off that move? No, he won't, actually. It's not the best of DRS straights I've seen from Twiggy. I mean, can he improve? Can he do better? Can he pull off the move anytime soon? I mean, it's going to be neck and neck. It looks like Jensen's in AI mode. I don't know why, the way he's driving looks really AI-ish, if you get what I mean. He could be in AI mode. But now Twiggy actually makes a mistake. I mean, Jensen just disappears. I mean, I don't know what happened there with Twiggy. I mean, here's NRL Husky actually slowly catching up. So what's happening to Twiggy? He's really slowed down. That's Baby Yoda in the gravel. Has he got any damage? No, he does not. But he's still got damage. What's going on with Twiggy though? He's gone extremely slowly. He's making mistakes. What's happening to Twiggy? The Alpine driver, who had a big chance to win this race, is now really struggling. And Eski and Destructo battling for that P4 spot. And here comes Away Day Joe as well. And something's happened to Twiggy. I mean, Twiggy's now slowly getting away from Husky, but he's going to have some time. He's going to have to catch up to Jensen again. Now, Eski has to be careful of Destructo. He's going to try and go back around the outside into P4. Can't do it. And slips behind in P5. And Away Day Joe behind him as well. And he's just stuck in the midfield. He's in no man's land at the moment. I mean, he will have the DRS, but can he pull off the move? I think he will. Down the inside, he's going to send it, and he gets up ahead of Destructo. But Destructo, with the switchback, and around the outside into the right-hander, can he keep it ahead of Esky Boy Jim? No, he can't. Esky Boy Jim is still ahead, back up into P4, but Destructo is still there on board with the Mercedes driver. Baby Yoda with a penalty, though, but once again, down the straight, ERS, DRS, and Esky is going to get swallowed by Destructo, and maybe even Away Day Joe as well. Yes, he does. And into the chicane, Eski needs some catching up to do again to maybe try and regain some of that position. But at the moment, it's really looking like a Jensen victory and an Alpine 1-2, unless NRL Husky can catch up in time. I mean, you never know. Going down into the chicane, he is gaining time on Twiggy. I mean, little by little, but he's still gaining. And Away Day Joe makes it a 3-4 for Ferrari. Now, can Destructo get an answer to this overtake and going into the long right-hander? He gets a little bit of a snap, but going to try and go around the outside into the left-hander. And can Eski follow through? Eski goes actually a little bit wide, nearly clips the gravel there. So, can Eski catch back up into P4? Because at the moment, it's not looking good for him and the Red Bull. Down the straight, and Away Day Joe to get back up into P4. These three are really battling it out into the closing stages of this race, and it's actually making this race somewhat entertaining, which is something. And Eski's going to try and pull the move down the inside into turn 4, or will he back out? No, he does not. This is Eski. I've seen him before. He never backs out. If he gets his nose in, he's never going to back out. And he's up into P5, so now he's going to have to charge to Away Day Joe. He's got half the tyre life, and now going down to the chicane, he needs to pull out and move fast if he wants to get into P4. At the moment, I think around 15 seconds behind Jensen. So his plan of his pit stop strategy has obviously failed. But the two are side by side into now the right-hander. Eski Boy Jim gets back up into P4. And that is great for him. Going to the final corner, he clips the curb a little bit, which could cause Away Day Joe to destruct him and to overtake right back at him. Going down into the chicane, Twiggy's actually also slowly catching up to Jensen, which he doesn't want. Away Day Joe makes the move back across Eski, and can Destructor follow through going to chicane? No, he can't. But Eski goes a little wide. Not the best of lines, not the best of exits into turn 2, but ooh! Destructor already shows how much worn down those medium compound tyres are going into now turn 4. Tobbs is actually slowly catching up. So this is looking like a very big fight for the 4th position. For 12 points. 12 points is 12 points. I mean, who will the 12 points go to? I mean, at the moment, it's looking like 12 points does go to Away Day Joe, but Eski and Destructo, maybe even Tobbs can catch right back up, and maybe Yoda round at the exit of turn 4. And now starting lap 32, JJF Jensen looks like he's going to win this race on the penultimate lap. Twiggy Casey slowly catching up, a 1.3 second gap, and this could look like a fight to the end into the final lap, as the two are now about to be within DRS range going into turn 3, and it's going to be oh so close between these two. And what is to be expected going down into turn 4? Can Twiggy catch up enough to get up into P1? Can he get that maiden win? The Alpines are definitely getting a 1-2 without a doubt, but I don't think Twiggy's going to have enough time. He's not going to get the DRS down this straight here, and he needs that DRS to catch up, and it looks like he's not going to have it. So he actually gets another penalty, as he now has 6 seconds worth of penalties. So I think that's going to be race victory for Jensen, unless Jensen makes a very big mistake and loses 6 seconds to Twiggy, which doesn't look like happening going into the final lap. Now, Twiggy getting P1 on track would definitely not hurt, but down the straight, is going to have DRS. The two Alpines are going to battle it out for the final lap and for that P1. I mean, it's going to be Jensen who's going to win, but who's going to get it on track? Who's going to be the best out of these two? At the moment, the top four also having the longest scrap ever, and Tobbs has actually also joined the pack. But let's focus back onto the fight for P1. Unless Jensen gets 2 3-second penalties, 3-second penalties, it will be a victory for him, and it's really looking like it going down into the chicane. The two going down into the right-hander. Let's go on board with Twiggy. Can he get the DRS to overtake him on track? I don't think he can. He doesn't get the best of exits and only makes up a couple hundredths of a second to Jensen. But there is one man who's going to win today in the Alpine. Out of one of the two Alpines, there's going to be a victory for at least one of them. And around the final corner, JGF_Jensen wins the first round of the Hairpin Racing League. And it is a 1-2 for Alpine, and NRL Husky comes home in third place. A great race for the Ferrari team, and there's still a battle for P4 actually going on around the final corner, and that's Eski. He made a mistake, and that's a very, very bad end result for the Red Bull. And Eski finishes in 7th place. While Supercars, on the other hand, around the final corner is going to be in P8, while Baby Yoda actually round out the right-hander. He just needs to, yes, you've got 3 more corners. His tyres are definitely on a very hot. His tyres are very hot, that's what I was going to say. Twiggy Casey gets the fastest lap of this Grand Prix, but around the final corner, Baby Yoda gets P9, and that's the end of the first round in Spain in the Hairpin Racing League. Now, what is to expect for the rest of the season? We don't know. But looking in these next 2 rounds, it's really going to paint more of a picture compared to this race. Twiggy coming home in 2nd place, getting the lead on some occasions, which is very, very nice. But only the top 3 has gained positions this race, except for Supercars and NS Racer, who who stayed the same position, but the rest got demoted in a sense. Tobbs, after having a very bad start because of the hard compound tyres, and the 2-stop, looks like it paid off to Jensen and Twiggy, not to Baby Yoda though, and to Esky Boy Jim. A 1:14.386 is the fastest lap, and most drivers with penalties got 2 penalties instead of 1, except for I think Away Day Joe and Destructo getting penalties for only, and Supercars for getting only 1. So, looking at these pit stops, I mean, NS Racer here, I mean, he obviously retired on this pit stop. Now, what was the quickest pit stop? It looks like Jensen with it was NS Racer actually, with a 2.223. Now, did anyone beat that? No, they did not. So it's a 2.223. That is the fastest pit stop from the McLaren crew, but obviously NS Race actually retired, which is something you really don't want, I don't know why, as he had an easy points. Now we'll see next time, and now obviously Jensen, Husky, and Twiggy interview, and where's he? I don't think is Husky on PlayStation? No, he's not. So I guess this is just Jensen and Twiggy. Hello.
Tom, buddy!
Now where's Jensen for the interview?
He's joining in a second.
Alright. Alright, here he is.
Oh.
All right.
Fuck.
So Twee, obviously, because he got second, you'll be the first one to be interviewed. I
Is
mean,
Custom
because
doing it?
he's not on PlayStation.
Twee, obviously, because he got second,
No.
first one to be interviewed. He's not playing.
All right. Whoever's got my stream in the background, turn it down.
That's me. That's me.
Just turn it down because I can hear it. So, again, P2. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling incredible because I've got a great teammate and we got maximum points out this weekend. So
Yeah, you got the fastest lap there by 5 tenths. So, what do you think this is gonna shape up in the next couple of races, especially round two in China? Do you think a 1-2 is gonna happen again?
I think we can have a very good season. I think, top five almost every race can be possible, but we'll have to see what happens.
I mean, that's obvious. Obviously the Alpine obviously getting maximum points, but I want to get your opinion on Escape. Obviously he tried to do the same two stops as you guys, but obviously extremely had an extreme aneurysm. Are you laughing or crying? I don't get it.
I'm laughing. I'm
Party with us. I
laughing.
mean, we were in the party and he was copying our strategy.
We were all in a party.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to copy your strategy. I was pretty sure he was copying your strategy.
Yeah, he was.
And that obviously did not work for him in the slightest. I
I
think,
told him not to go on soft tires at the end. I knew it wasn't going to work out for him.
yeah,
It's not about SK anyway. It's just
fair enough.
Yeah, it's not about Esky. Fuck
True.
Esky out here.
mind your language, mate.
Alright.
Shut up, Jess.
Alright. Thank you, Three. That's all the questions I have. So, yeah.
Alright.
Jensen, this is
No.
your, don't correct me if I'm wrong, second race win in league racing?
Genuine first win.
Sort of.
Oh, yeah, sort of. And so how do you feel after, well, let's say your first race, a league race win?
Very good. Good strategy. Wasn't expecting the rain in qualifying at all.
Yeah,
I don't know
who
what
was?
I don't know what Tobbs was doing on the hards, if I'm being completely honest.
He tried to do a hard to soft strategy and then pit too early did hard to mediums.
Tire degradation is so bad around this track. So hards is just the way to go at the end.
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of the strategy, so at first I thought you were going to do soft, medium, soft, but then you did soft, medium, hard.
I
So,
was gonna do soft, medium, but the tire deg was insane, and I lost it on the mediums really
That's
early
what
on.
I did. I did soft, medium, medium.
so you two obviously had a very massive battle towards the end. I mean, obviously penalties would have obviously re-tampered with that race result.
We were playing strategic today.
Shut up, Twiggy.
No, this is questions both for you guys now.
If I'm being honest, we weren't even battling.
Were you not?
No.
No, we were being. You thought we were battling the whole time.
Yes.
Let me overtake him so I could get fastest lap back off Esky.
Wait, Eski had
That was the
fastest
goal.
lap. I thought that was
Yeah, he
Jensen
did,
with.
yeah.
I always thought Jensen had the fastest lap, and then Twiggy took it.
No, I let Twiggy boy because he was shouting at Esky, bro, you little twat, give me the fastest lap.
That is
He
crazy.
said he wanted maximum points, which I don't blame him.
I mean,
But
44 points.
I feel like, what is it, Tobbs and Away Day Joe, pretty quick.
Yeah. One thing though, but again, both of you for a question for both of you guys. What was I gonna say? How do you think the champions are gonna look like? Do you think you're gonna have a both driver and constructor championship, or do you think someone's gonna get in the way of that?
We think it's going to be a close battle with Ferrari.
Drivers, I think it'll go anyway. I think between me, Away Day Joe, Twiggy, maybe Husky and Tobbs. So,
Yeah.
Maybe Esk if he steps his game, but we don't know.
I mean, Destructo had I'll be honest, Destructo had a very good comeback. I mean, I think he could be the dark horse, to be
Oh,
honest.
stop! I told you me and Jensen were a go team, by the way.
You did, yeah, he did. The
To be
thing is,
fair,
though,
I'm the team principal as well, so this is very good.
oh, fair enough. So Esk is the only driver in Red Bull.
You have no reason
Um,
to sack me now, Jensen.
fair enough. Um, uh,
But I had no
constructors,
reason.
constructors would be close between me. I
It's
reckon.
probably Alpine and Ferrari, I think.
Yeah, probably Alpine, Ferrari, then maybe Aston and
Mm,
Mercedes.
Mercedes. I mean, yeah, they did have a. I mean,
I don't think
If
Aston
you
would
said
start
Red
there.
Bull there, I was gonna fucking.
but there's only one driver. So they couldn't be. They can't be Red Bull if there's
Yeah,
only one driver.
but some rapid driver could join halfway through the season. You never know.
True. All right, so thanks, guys. That's the interview. But yeah, see you next race in China.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, thanks.
And to the people watching, it was a pretty just a standard race, to be honest. So